Hello, my name is Sydney. I'm here with my best reading bud, Katie, and we are here to do the 24-hour readathon, which is hosted by Zoe over on her channel, ReadbyZoe. We just wanted to get our TBRs displayed for y'all so you can get an idea of what we're reading, and yeah, without further ado, I'll just start off with this hefty boy here. This is The Marvels by not by Hugo Cabaret, written by the same person who did the invention of Hugo Cabaret, and it's told with like pictures and stuff, and it's super pretty. I already started it because it's after midnight, but it's fine. So this is really big, but most of it's pictures. There's like at least 200 pages of actual text, but I'm excited to have this be my kicker because it makes me feel really good to have like accomplished this book that's like thicker than a Snicker. Next, I have Through the Woods. This is a graphic novel that has a lot of spook in it, but it has, you can't really see it from here, but it's got pretty pictures in here. Very vibrant, and I'm here for it. Next, I have one of the companion novels in Shauna McGuire's, I don't know what you want to call this, like the Wayward Children series, whatever, I don't know, but this is the one following Jack and Jill. Is that literally what they're, yeah, Jack and Jill, the twins. So I'm excited for this. This one's not even 200 pages, so hopefully this will be a nice filler book when I don't know what I feel like reading or I just want something quick to get through to get motivated again. So next I have Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. This is the same author who wrote We Are Liars, which I enjoyed, and this is her newest YA thriller. I literally know nothing about it except for the fact that it's supposed to be a thriller. She writes in these really like vague kind of plot lines where you don't really understand what's happening until it's over. But I'm excited to get to this because I have heard great things about it. So yeah. And then next I have Dumplin' by Julie Murphy. This is supposed to be coming out into a movie, if not this year, then next year. This follows a larger girl who does beauty pageants, and that's all I really know about this, except for that it's a really cute contemporary book. And the sequel, or slash companion novel, I believe it is, called Puddin' is coming out this year as well. So, gotta read this before I can read that, and I'm excited for that. Next I have Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I am obsessed with Rainbow Rowell. I read Fangirl in a day, and I absolutely adored it. This is, I believe this one's considered adult, possibly, but my friend Bailey recommended this. This is one of her favorite books of all time, and I'm super duper excited to give it a chance because, like I said, I love Rainbow Rowell, and I'm here for everything Rainbow Rowell. And then lastly, my audiobook that I planned on listening to throughout the day, depending on what we had going on, was Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. This just came out in January, and I'm super excited because I loved Wonder Woman, and I know it's not by the same author or anything, but just the idea of all the DC icons, I'm so here for it. Plus the audiobook isn't very long, so hopefully I can get through this today as well. But I have the physical just in case I feel like switching back and forth, because if the audio sucks, then I'm not there for that.
For starters, in our book club that we're actually both in, we are reading Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. We are finishing it this week, so I'm currently on page 208 out of, I believe, 287 or something like that. So I'm almost done with this one. I'm probably going to finish it within the next hour or so. So that's this one. I'm not really loving it right now. Unpopular opinion, I'm told, but maybe by the end I will like it. I don't really know. Next, we have The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This is the next book that we're reading in our book club. Currently we're on spring break right now, so that's why we're doing this. And so our goal is to read this book over spring break. So I might start it, like this might be the last book. If I'm going to like finish the rest of my books, this would probably be the last book that I would read for the day, because I kind of want to spend a little bit more time indulging in it, if that makes any sense. But I'm told that it's very good, and I love this cover. It's beautiful, so I'm here for it. So that's that one. Next we have Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I'm told that I will love this book by all of the people who have suggested it to me. It's about love and romance in Paris, and I'm a French major, so that's cool. But also the writing is really big, so hopefully I'll be able to finish this one today. Excuse me. And then the next one that we have is The Effort List by Julie Halpern. This one's tiny. I feel like this one is not going to take me long at all to read, but it's about a girl who finds out she has cancer and only has a limited amount of time to live. And so her and her friend create a effort list to do all these things before she dies. I love books where people die. I love like sad, and I love like empathizing for people in stories. So I feel like I'm really gonna like this book. I have not, no one that I know has read this book. I just saw it in the library and thought it was funny because it said F it, and so yeah, that's why I chose that one. And then lastly we have Paper Towns by John Green. And yeah, this is just like everyone has read this book except for me. So I saw this one at the library and I also picked this one up. This will probably be like, I will probably read Turtles All the Way Down, and then Anna and the French Kiss, and then The Effort List, and then this one, and then The Sun Is Also a Star will be last. For my audiobook, I'm currently reading Library of Souls. It is the third book in the Miss Peregrine series, and I'm about halfway done with that one. So if we go on adventures to go gather food or whatever today, gather our rations. If we go on an adventure or something like that, that will be the book that I will be listening to. Let's get reading!
It is 3:15 a.m. and we've finally finished our first books. Mine is The Marvels. This, I would probably give it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars, I think, because I really liked how the story was going with the pictures at the beginning, and then there's like the chunk with all of the written words, and like that threw me for a whole loop of like just that storyline compared to the first part. And so that had me a little jarred, but overall I think I really did like it. I mean, it talks a lot about like the idea of storytelling and like how much of that is true and how much of that like isn't, I guess you could say, like more of like to the person, like is the story fact or is the story just a story? So that was interesting.
Out of 5 stars, I feel like I would give it 3. Now before you come at me, because I know that like everyone loves this book, I think it was a little triggering for me. I don't have OCD or whatever, but reading the parts about OCD just really like almost made my skin crawl, because I don't like reading stuff like that. And I understand obviously that it was like who she was as a person and that's how her mind was, but it was just hard for me to read those parts, because every time I would read them I would really just get kind of like grossed out or kind of like about it. And so yeah, so I really had a hard time like getting into that whole mindset, but like at the end of the day it really opened my eyes to what it's like to have OCD, but then also like the whole anxious part of it. I was reading like some parts and I was like, literally same. Like there were so many times where she would be like having an anxiety attack and I was like, this is exactly what it feels like for me to have an anxiety attack. I think 2 of my favorite things was 1, figuring out why there's a lizard on the cover, and then 2, figuring out why the book is called Turtles All the Way Down. So at first we were like, when we're both done reading these books, like, because we literally ended them at like the exact same time. So we were like, when we're done reading these books, then we'll go to bed. But then all of a sudden I got this burst of energy and I'm like, well, I want to try reading one more book. So this guy is a little thin one. So I'm thinking that it shouldn't take me long to knock out at least like 75% of this book. So it's currently like 3 in the morning, so we've decided that around 5-ish we'll take a peek and see where we're at with these, and then decide if we're gonna go to bed. And then if we do end up going to bed, we're probably gonna wake up at around like 9 or 10.
Yeah, just a nice like 3-hour power nap. I'm gonna read Rainbow Rowell's Attachments because it's not very long. It's like 300 and something pages, and the chapters look really short. Although like the font is really little, so R.I.P. to my eyeballs. But the premise of this, like the little tagline up here, it says, "Hi, I'm the guy who reads your email, and also I love you." So like basically, I'm here for that. But it's about someone who's like monitoring someone else's work emails, and that's where they go from there. You know what? Plot twist. We'll read this later when I'm awake and can appreciate it because I want to give Bailey the best review possible. Plot twist. We're changing it to Genuine Fraud. All right, it's 3:30. You ready to start reading?
I am ready to start reading. Okay, so update. It is 5 a.m. and we're both dying. So we are going to go like to sleep for a couple hours. I'm reading the Effort List currently, and I got to chapter 13. And it's been like only like an hour or so, I'd say, since we started these new books, and so I'm on chapter 13. So.
Yep, and then I'm still reading Genuine Fraud. I'm on page like 112, but this counts backwards in chapters. I don't know what's going on. Like it seems like it's starting to kind of like make sense and go somewhere, but at the same time, like, am I just dumb and not connecting things, or am I just tired?
So we are going to go sleep for some hours, and we will be back to continue reading the things. So, bye, people.
All right, update. It's now like 9:15, and we got our little sleeps in. We're here, and we're ready to read all day. This is it. I'm gonna finish this book, Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. I'm like maybe halfway through, but when I was getting ready, I did start listening to Nightwalker by Marie Lu, just because I felt like I was wasting time. I feel like I've wasted so much time, so here we go. The agenda is to finish this one first, and then while we're out and about today, this one.
Last night I got about almost halfway, I'd say, through the Effort List. There you go. I'm loving this. I think it's hilarious. The main character reminds me a lot of myself, and it's just really funny. So I really like this book. I'm excited to kind of see where it goes. It's totally different than what I thought it was. Yesterday when I was reading the little synopsis, it said that Becca has cancer, and then Alex, her friend, like I thought that Alex and Becca created a bucket list together. Wrong. Actually, Becca creates a bucket list and then has Alex complete all the things on her bucket list. So, it's been interesting. The main character is not the girl that has cancer. The main character is her best friend. I thought it was the other way around. So, that's this one. The very first line killed me. Like, I read it and I was already dying of laughter. So, it's a good one. So then I have Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. So that will be the second book that I will be reading. When we go to lunch, I'm going to listen to the audiobook for Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna read.
All right, so I just finished Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart, and I don't even know how to feel about it. Like, this was a thriller, but I feel like I didn't know what was happening until at least halfway through, because the narrator is kind of unreliable, so I was just so shook about it. And like the ending was not what I expected. Like, I don't know, I just kind of expected a whole like clean cut ending, but this like left me wondering what happens after this. So overall I'll probably give it like a 3.5 out of 5 stars, because like I did enjoy it, but like I don't know, I feel like there was just something missing from it that made me like that would have made me love this book more. But E. Lockhart has just like an interesting style of writing where it's kind of like mystical, lyrical kind of writing instead of like writing for a point, I guess. I mean, like, not that this book didn't have a point, but just more of a poetic writing style that accompanies this, that adds to the story itself. So that was really interesting. But I would totally pick up another book by her if she releases another one, because I know this was her newest release, but yeah. So I'm excited to pick up my next book, which I think is going to be Attachments, but I'm not sure. But I'm leaning towards that. and Bailey approves of that, so yes.
Okay, so we are headed to the cafeteria. We are gonna grab some lunch. Sid is listening to her audiobook. What's the audiobook again?
Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. Apparently I'm like an hour into this, but in actuality it's been maybe like a half hour.
Okay, so that's what she's doing. I have about 30 pages left in the effort list. We will update you
Also,
after
fantastic
lunch.
Be Somewhere to Find Them cup for the win.
Ooh, okay, bye! So, we're still reading this effort list book, and I'm dying because it's so funny. I have about 40 pages left, so I'm almost done with this one. Okay, so then the second book, or I guess this would be the third book that I would be reading in this event, would be Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. So as soon as I'm done with the effort list, I'm just gonna start right into this.
Okay, so while we were at lunch, I was antisocial on the walk there and lunch and the walk back. And I was listening to Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. I'm on chapter 11, so I'm on like halfway through part 3 out of 7 for the audiobook, so we're cruising. Hopefully I can get this done today, but I'm excited. It's pretty good so far. It does give me a lot of the same vibes as like Wonder Woman. Like the plot lines seem kind of similar to me, but I'm not completely mad at it, but I don't want to like pick sides between authors, but Leigh Bardugo is my bae, so this is Marie Lu, if you were confused by that statement. Earlier, before we went to lunch, I was picking up my next physical book, which is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I am only like 11 pages into it, so not super far or anything, but this is super cute already, so I'm hoping to just breeze through this one, because I want, like, my goal today I think is like at least 5 books, and all of these books I've started today, like they haven't been previously started, like that start to finish. I've read 2 books already. This will be hopefully number 3. This could maybe be number 3. I don't know, we'll see.
I would like to kind of dabble in my audiobook a little bit, but my worry about the audiobook is I can fall asleep with it very easily. But I also brought down my bullet journal supplies, so I would like to finish planning my bullet journal for March. If I listen to my audiobook, I will most likely plan my bullet journal at the same time. So we have our friend Bailey. She's here. She like went to lunch with us. She was here, I think she was here last night, maybe a little bit. I don't remember.
Yeah, but we weren't recording at that moment, but she was here. She made a guest appearance.
That's right. Okay, so Bailey is the one that recommended Attachments to Sid. So Bailey, what are you reading today?
I am reading The Secret Life of Bees. I am only like 70 pages into it,
Okay.
but I really like it so far.
Yeah.
It's definitely giving me like the Help vibes.
True.
It's like similar time period. I think they're both in South Carolina. Could be wrong.
I think so,
I
yeah.
think you might be right.
Yeah, but I'm into it. I'm very excited.
Yeah, we're excited for you to be here. Okay.
All right.
Bye! Okay, so I have just finished reading The Effort List by Julie Halpern. It's currently 3 p.m. So yeah, I don't know. I liked it. Definitely not one that I'm like I feel like everyone should read. Like I probably won't ever read it again, but I did like it. It was good. And yeah, now I'm gonna start reading Anna and the French Kiss.
Well, I just finished Attachments by Rainbow Rowell, and I loved it. It was such like a slow burn romance, and I live for that. Like, they weren't in love like right away, and like they just, you know, they had all these circumstances, and just I don't even know how to explain it. Like, basically it's about this guy who works at a newspaper, and his job is to read people's emails that are flagged by the company, like by the whatever computer system they have, like so they don't use their email for personal purposes and stuff like that, and aren't talking about things they shouldn't. And so like he starts reading these emails between these 2 girls because they obviously are using it for personal uses, and so it gets flagged, and so he has to read them. And it's just such a great story. Rainbow Rowell, you done did it again, my queen. But I'm gonna start reading Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Shannon McGuire. And I'm excited because I really enjoyed Jack and Jill's characters in Every Heart a Doorway, so it'll be interesting to see the dark world that they come from. Obviously it's super short, so I imagine I'll finish it today. I really want to finish 5 books today. That is the goal. but we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We're down to like, what, 5 hours now? So I'm getting stressed, but we're gonna conquer. Mind over matter, push through. But yeah, I will be back later with another update.
Okay, update. So it is currently 8:45 p.m. I'm getting Chinese takeout. Sid just sat and ate some soup, and now she's eating pretzels. I'm currently on page 250 of this one out of 372. So I have just over 100 pages left to go, so I'm definitely going to finish this as soon as I come back. Okay, I'm probably going to grab my takeout and bring it back here and eat it here because I really want to finish this one like by like 10, if that's even possible. Probably won't be, but like 10:30 at the latest. And then after that, I'm gonna sit and work on my bullet journal a little bit and listen to my audiobook, or I might start reading Paper Towns.
Okay, so I finished attachments earlier. I'm currently reading Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Shauna McGuire. I'm on page 86 out of like 194 or something like that. Actually, no, 189. So I'm basically halfway. We're going strong here. After that, I want to do Through the Woods, just for something to quick breeze through. And then hopefully after that, finish up Batman, because I'm also like halfway through this one too, and so it would feel like a shame if I didn't get to finish this one tonight as well.
Okay, here we go. We are going to go now, so bye. Hey guys, so it is currently 11:30 p.m. We are almost done. And I'm a complete and utter mess. I just finished Anna and the French Kiss. And I'm crying not because like it was sad, but I'm crying because it was literally the ending that I could have wished for. Like literally this book was everything that like I've ever wanted in a romance novel. I'm a French major, and so reading about a love story of two college kids set in Paris, France was like everything I've ever dreamed about happening to me. It's a very long read, but there's so much like character development and romance development. I'm just living for it. Like, oh my gosh, it was so good. Like, hands down, probably one of the best books I've ever read in my entire life. Like, I'm buying this book like ASAP, and I'll probably reread it like 20,000 times before I die. It's such a good like love story. And I think like part of it that sucks is like it's very relatable for a lot of like teenagers and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't want to give anything away for people who haven't read it, but if you haven't read this book, like I highly, highly, highly suggest it. If you love romance novels and you love like young adult romance novels, like this is wonderful. I love Sarah Dessen books, and I would compare this to a Sarah Dessen book. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So we will be back in about 30 minutes with the wrap up.